What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. Today we are watching Solo, a Star Wars story. This movie a lot of people did not like because I think it just wasn't Harrison Ford. But I'm willing to separate the fact that he's an old man and probably didn't want to come back in the first place. But, you know, this tells the early story of Han Solo. And I think this movie does a lot of great stuff. You know, it's not perfect. It's not, you know, the best movie ever. But there's a lot of interesting stuff. And I love that you get to see how Han and Chewie came to be and where they're, you know, how they end up together. I really like Tobias Beckett, Woody Harrelson's character in this. He's just, you know, you can see how Han became such a scoundrel because he was kind of following this guy. And by the end of this movie, you see that Han was learning. I do listen, you know, like, Han is pretty smart. He's not just a big oaf, you know, and he's a damn good pilot. You see them flying the Millennium Falcon for the first time. You understand where the Falcon comes from with Lando. I love this outfit here that Aldrich Enrich is playing. I really do like him as Han Solo, too. You know, the snow here where they're wearing this full furry thing. I was like, damn, Chewbacca's probably pissed he's wearing this full fur jacket. But of course, Chewie doesn't say nothing. Phoebe Waller-Bridge as L3 with Donald Glover here. I love their dynamic together. L3 is now the computer and, you know, that makes the ship so fast, you know. They're just really good stuff in this movie, and she's hilarious. He's great, you know, like, there's a couple parts where he's like, I don't like it, I understand it, but I accept it, you know, like, he's got some great lines, great line delivery. I almost like Donald better than Billy D. Williams, but they're both good in the role. We get to see Enfys Nest is our girl, the Flag Smashers in Captain America and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Where Sam Wilson becomes Cap. She's like the main flag smasher. I forget her name, but this ginger girl here, she's Enfys Nest, which is, you know, we think bad guys the whole time, but what we really don't see is that the bad guys are Paul Bettany here. And this shot here I really like because they got Mandalorian armor in the background, but the armor almost looks like modern day samurai armor. And you can see like there's almost weapons around it. Like, I want to know whose armor this was and how much of a badass he was. But they're Crimson Dawn, and Paul Bettany has, like, you know, he gets angry, and these, I wonder what species he is. But either way, Paul Bettany is a villain. You know, I love him as Vision in Jarvis's voice, but as a villain in this, he's great. And, you know, then there's our girl Emilia Clarke, Mother of Dragons. She's amazing in every role. I think she's a beautiful friggin' woman. And she's, ironically, she ends up being bad in this, you know? Like, and you're like, okay, the whole time you really think they're going to fall in love and they're going to be together. But we know Han's future. We know that he doesn't find love, and he's pretty cold-hearted up until he finds Leia, right? So, I don't know, you know, I would like to see maybe where she went at the end of this movie, but I could tell you for sure I didn't see at the end of this her not following Han and then ends up talking to Maul, Darth fucking Maul, at the end of this and going, Kira, we're going to be working much more closely. And he has his metal legs, so, like, you could tell what time period it is. At least it's much after Phantom Menace and it's before A New Hope. Right, so it's in that period between the prequels and the original trilogy. So, like, I would like to know what happens to Maul. I mean, we kind of see what happens to Maul in Rebels, but, like, we've seen him die before, right? We saw him die in Phantom Menace, so is he truly dead now from Rebels? I think it could be a good possibility that he even comes back, you know what I mean? So, I'd keep my eyes out if I was Darth Maul there, but Kira in Darth Maul, I would like to see maybe what happened to them and where's their story, and, you know, and add just more lore and more details to the story here. But overall, I think this movie's really good. You know, this giant squid monster thing, and they fly towards the abyss here, and thing gets sucked in. You see why there's no escape pod in the front, because he shoots it to distract the thing, and then he puts a little bit of the, you know, a little bit of the juice, a little bit of NOS in the tank, if you would, and he blasts off, makes the Kessel run in 12 seconds. It was closer to 13. He goes, not if you run down, buddy, not if you run down. But so, you understand why from A New Hope, it's the ship that made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, you know, like it's a legendary ship, and I think all of us love the Millennium Falcon. One of my favorite parts about Rey's trilogy is that they find the Millennium Falcon and she goes, no, well that's a hunk of junk, and then they destroy the ship she's going in. Hunk of junk will do. They run over and it's the Millennium Falcon. You're like, oh, for all the Star Wars fans, we're like, this is the ship, and you called it a piece of junk? I mean, it is a little bit of a piece of junk, but it's our baby, you know? It's like our best friend, you know? That's a junk box, and you just keep him around because he's good shit, you know? But overall, I think I gave this movie 3.5 out of 5 stars. Comment below what you gave this movie out of 5 stars. Were you somebody that originally enjoyed this movie? I think, honestly, when it came out, I didn't see it in theaters. I don't know if I honestly truly liked it initially, but now, years later, I'm in a full Star Wars brain mood. I'm diving into Star Wars left and right. I'm rewatching Rebels. I'm doing a Star Wars movie rewatch, you know, so I just watched Return of the Jedi recently, so stay tuned for that movie review coming to the channel next. And I just did Empire Strikes Back recently. That video is doing pretty well. That might be my favorite Star Wars movie, but as far as stuff that's not like in the trilogies, this is a great movie. You know, this and Rogue One are some really good shit. So I'm gonna, over this week, I'll probably rewatch Rogue One. So I'm gonna finish Rebels and I'm gonna start Andor again, because Andor is by far one of my favorite shows that has come out, and that is criminally underrated and not enough people are watching it. So comment below, have you seen Andor? Are you enjoying Ahsoka? What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Who's your favorite Star Wars character? I would love to hear from you guys down in the comment section below. My links are in my description. Go check me out on Letterboxd, Twitter, Instagram, yeah, Threads, you know, all the stuff. X, it's not even Twitter anymore, but I'm still gonna call it Twitter. Fuck you, Elon. But I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'd love to hear from you and your thoughts. Send me movie recommendations down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.